So I pushed the button to go live. Thank you, Ozak, for putting a thing in the chat because I totally pushed the button and I have been talking to myself for the last 4 minutes. Apologies about that. I thought I hit the button. Oh, this week is already just gone off the rails. So you might be noticing it's just me right now. That is because Stephanie just got back from the ADHD conference and is also just not available on Tuesdays at the same time we normally do this on Thursdays. And I'm going to go out on a limb and say Colleen's fell asleep after work. I'm not sure because I haven't heard anything. But I am ready to go and do the weekly review. And now I get to explain what it is again, because apparently I didn't hit the button last time. You'd think I'm not the person who always hits the button. I am always the person who hits the button if I'm here. Anyway, thank you, Ozak, for your understanding. I invite anyone in the chat or in the comments, if you're watching later, if you'd like to set an intention, hey, these are the things I'd like to do. This is sort of the theme for my weekly review. Awesome. Before I get to that, what a weekly review is. It is a special time in our week's life when we can take a few minutes and not do our work, but look at it, gather our commitments, whether they be from our calendar or from a task list or those sticky notes that I left all over my computer screen, whatever it is, take a look at those and decide, can we do them at all? Do we want to? Should we get out of it? And if they need to be put on a list for later, do we need to come up with a different strategy for them? Does some other step need to be come up with? We need to come up with something else for it. Also looking over the calendar, like looking at our appointments. Oh, right. Do I have everything I need for that appointment? Do I need to do something else? Oh, wait, I'm not sure if they're still coming at that time. Maybe I should text them to confirm. Things like that are what tend to happen when we're doing our weekly review. As for, Kozak said I got practice explaining, it'll be better next time. Actually, yeah, it was kind of a train wreck, the first one. Maybe it's a good thing I got a do-over. So anyway, for my intention this week, I worked really hard to come up with one and I didn't. And so I'm going to do my normal stuff, double check the inboxes, look over the calendar. And then I think for my deeper dive, I'm going to review some of my OmniFocus. I have a few select projects that I review very regularly, so I usually know what's there. And then I have some that are like deeper levels of cruft. It's deeper sedimentary layers of OmniFocus that just don't get as much attention as often because they're rarely urgent. And since weekly review is the time to do those things or take a look at those things and reevaluate them, I think that is sort of going to be my holiday gift to myself. Holiday weeks doing a review are sometimes easier and sometimes harder in that sometimes it's like, oh, well, I'm definitely not doing anything for those 4 days. So it helps us, I only have like 2 days to, figure out what my plan is. Or sometimes it's more because we're like, oh, right, I have this extra time and I'm going to use all of it. And of course, we never do as much as we expect to on those days. So it can be both harder and easier, just depending. All right. So those are my intentions. What are yours? I would love to hear them or see what they are. Yeah, that's what I have. I'm sorry, I'm checking my text. I was like, I have not heard anything from Colleen. I can only assume she's asleep somehow, although I wish her a good nap if that is in fact true. And I know it's on a different day and stuff. Oh, well. So let's get started on it. I have to do these parts manually because I accidentally, really? I normally have an automation for these, but I hit it off early because I saw that I hadn't really started streaming at the same time and I clicked the button. It was a whole thing. So anyway, here's our timer. And I'll get us into our setup time and then I'll double check what Ozak's goals are for the day. Anybody else's too, but Ozak's the best about telling me what their intentions are. Stop folding for now and work on the task list skeleton and then diary review. Awesome. I love that. I am going to share my screen of our task list, but I will first remove this one. I'm hoping Colleen will be here. So optimistically, I will keep this like that. Besides, how much of me do you need to see? Okay. Colleen, I think, is on her way home. Got delayed at a medical office. Okay, so clear notifications. That is really funny because today I was like, oh my gosh, my notifications have gotten out of control. What's my deal? And Colleen was like, well, good thing we're doing weekly review today because isn't that your backup time? And I was like, oh, right, that is today. Oh my, I did get rid of some of them because I never want to do it at review. I want to do it before that, and I sometimes don't get around to it until the review. So yeah. Okay, what have I got on here? A reminder to take out the trash. I'm thinking through. I feel like I did a massive amount of taking out recycling and trash right when we did our Clear the Decks paper decluttering live stream. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. You know, I don't know if I ever said this on the stream or not. I finished that and I was like, yes, I got through it all. Sure, there's the pile of bank papers, but I got through all the rest of it. And I went downstairs to the kitchen and realized that a new pile of papers had been started while I'd been gathering the other ones. Anyway, there was more, and it was very demotivating to look at it because I thought I was done and I was wrong. But I was like, you know what? I'm not going to let those sit there and become a new pile. And so I couldn't do it that day. I really, really couldn't face that. But I did do it like the next day or the day after that. I was like, okay, I'm back to zero again. And then a new one came in and I was back to zero again. So that was my whine/brag on my my thing. Ozak also wants to do some quick tasks, but might think about closing browser tabs. Okay. So is that the order? Like skeleton, diary, quick tasks, tabs? Just a question. We'll try within abilities to focus on first setting up the task list skeleton. Oh, and secondary intention, report progress here. I would love to see the progress. That's always very exciting. It's one thing to be on here and get my own stuff done, but to feel like, ooh, other stuff is happening too. It gives me an extra hit of reward chemicals, and to see other people getting stuff done on it, and then it's like even better to get my stuff done. Okay, got the order. Sweet. I don't think I need to be told that from my health app. Okay, so there's a task on there from OmniFocus that I actually should do, and I don't want to because it's annoying. But what that means is it's time for me to pull up my. Great, thanks. My thing to write in so I can, because one of them's make a phone call, and so I will put it in here and then write it on my break because I do that sometimes. Have like a little section of my notes that's like, okay, on a break, do this. Because you don't really want to hear me call the pharmacy to refill Adderall, I don't think. I don't think that would be great to see. Rank. Or have to hear, I guess is the right word. But since I just barely put in a thing to pick up groceries at the same place, I should probably do that while I'm there, even though I have to go into the store for that. I don't think anyone's gonna take Adderall out to my car, or should even. Yeah, not great for privacy. That is also a main reason. Although what's funny, Ozak, is I don't think about that first, not because it's not important, but because when I think about live streams and privacy, my first concern is accidentally sharing my screen when client data pops up. And so, because that's my biggest anxiety. Yeah. Calling the pharmacy without muting isn't a great model of privacy. That is completely true. And some people read lips. Oh yeah. Yeah, not ideal. Okay, so we should be actually in starting, which I am. So yay. Oh, right. Hmm. I deferred a bunch of tasks until today or this week because it was after the conference and it's also Thanksgiving week, and it turns out I don't want to do them this week either. Oh. Hmm. Don't think I am gonna take out any extra recycling. Oh, I felt a vibrating in my pocket and I had my alternate phone there. I didn't even know it. Okay. Um, okay, I think that's all. I'm making the decision to not keep looking at a thing I might do on my notifications because I'm choosing not to. I could take out some extra trash from recycling, but they're not very full and I don't care. So, Ozak is starting to set up the skeleton for the week. Awesome. And then we'll fill in stuff for the upcoming week and then for next week and then review the current week. Awesome. It's a great tentative plan. And the most bare bone skeleton is typed in. Awesome. That is great. And the only other thing left is that. Okay. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good about my notifications now. Oops. I have been off a bunch, so I've only done a handful of meetings since our last review because the conference. I am going to do this max inbox process because I have a nagging feeling there is something pre-conference in there. Okay. Hmm. Okay, just because this is kind of silly. I was writing an email today and I knew it was wrong, but I couldn't put my finger on why. We just had a major weather change here, and it always makes me less smart than on the days with sun. Right after it swaps to no sun. And I was like, I almost said like, this and this respectively, but I almost said respectively, and then I was like, that's not right. And I just took it out because didn't trust myself. Okay, I'm gonna pause this because we have a Colleen, and I'm very excited. A wild Colleen appeared.
Hello.
Welcome.
I am now better adjusted. I don't know if I'm well adjusted. I am better adjusted
I didn't
because
say it was a Cairo appointment. I said it was a medical appointment as soon as I knew that that's what it was. Um, but
you
it
got
was a
the
Cairo.
live update.
Yes.
My apologies, internet. I am here.
Awesome.
Between being tall and being tired and breastfeeding and bed sharing, my spine needs love. How are you doing with your reviewing time?
Oh, we're doing fine. Ozok's gotten started. Already set up the skeleton.
Nice.
Um, and it prepared, like already set some stuff up in advance,
Whoa.
and is gonna work on one of the weeks anyway. So, and it sounds excited to hear from you. So,
Yay! I'm glad Ozok is here even on a non-standard day. It's
I
very
know
heartwarming. Thank you.
it is heartwarming. That's a good word for it. It's heartwarming.
It is.
What are your intentions for your weekly review?
Well, I have been plugging away, as my mom always says, plugging away at my inbox. Not long ago it was 80 plus. Now it's down to just north of 50. So,
It has
um,
been at 0 though at a point since we last met. I just need to tell
yes,
everyone else that
I
because they don't
got
get
it
the
to
text
0.
updates like I do about your inbox.
Yes, you do get them like every other day, pretty much.
Sometimes
Um,
more than once a day.
Well, when it was bonkers, when it was
Yes,
north of 250, that's when I started giving you daily, more than daily updates, because
it's
it was
fine.
just,
It's fine.
it was nuts. So anyway, given
Yeah, we
given
actually talk about this stuff on our own when nobody else is watching or listening.
it's true, we do actually genuinely have like you sent me that podcast the other day. It's a whole thing. So, um, my intention, well, I recently added a new tag to my system because my tags are getting quite intense. Um because I have while I'm coaching or not while I'm coaching, but I realized that coaching is subdivided now into audio only clients or video clients. And, I can be walking around sorting clothes while I'm doing audio, but not necessarily video. I mean, there are certain clients that I can be like, hey, since you're cleaning your bathroom, do you mind if I do this? And sort of solidarity, but others not. So, I think what I'd like to do is populate, see if I can maybe do some project planning of the crafting I want to do in the next, 5 weeks before December 25th. Um, and that would be super nice. And find some things I can do while I'm on video with that. Because I think it's kind of the next steps. Like the first step was like pick the fabric and do all this. Yeah, that's the thought. You're on mute, my dear.
Thanks. I wanted for a change drink liquids without everyone having to hear it.
I
Um,
can't hear it, but that doesn't mean they can't hear it.
I don't know the answer to that. So I don't remember what I was gonna say.
Oh, well, if it comes to you, let me know. I was actually doing, I was feeling solidarity because I was doing inbox processing while I was sitting on the chiropractor table waiting for the chiropractor. So yeah,
Nice.
yes, I have. It's funny because I often will be like, oh, the last, like the oldest is from the last weekly review. Um, Although I will say that that's not entirely representative of the work that I've been doing because um, uh, what I have been doing lately, part of the reason that my inbox has been so bonkers is that when I come across things that are misplaced, I just dump them back into the inbox. I think I mentioned this a few times, and that has been happening. So I got through all of that old reprocessing stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'd be nice. I may
It's
dig into
her. I
that.
see this thing and it's not what I want it to look like. So it goes back to the inbox.
Yes.
Like it doesn't feel right. It's not happening in this state. So back
Yeah.
to inbox,
Yeah. Yeah.
which you can
It's
only, yeah. Many would argue it is much better to not have to look at something that is not in a format it will get done in.
hmm yeah, it's when I see it multiple times and I'm like, okay, hang on a sec. Or like a section of the sacred timeline that is not something. And I recently,
Can,
anyway.
can you remind people what the sacred timeline is?
Oh yes, that is the today view in my task management app, which is just all the tasks that are due today in a specific order, a very specific order. So specific, in fact, that as far as I can tell, I have not found another app that does this, where it's like if it's task A, task B, task C in the project, it will exactly show up A, B, C in the today view. That's rare, apparently. And I'm not going to read too much into the fact that this is a company based in Germany. We're just gonna appreciate that company and move on, and not assume because they're German that they are precise. Because everyone can be precise or not,
Mm-hmm.
as the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
I said I wasn't going to read anything into it, and then I did. I apologize
Uh-huh.
to Germans and non-Germans alike. I'm moving on now.
Great.
But I love Todoist. Is the TLDR. I love Todoist. That's it.
Great. Awesome.
Do you want to stop babbling? And like, I mean, you're not babbling. I'm babbling. Would you like me to stop babbling so we can start this thing over again?
I'm stoked. I'm not by myself. I mean, Ozak was here, which was awesome. Actually, what happened was because you weren't here, I talked to myself for 4 minutes and didn't successfully hit the go live button. I just thought I had. And then Ozak
Oh.
helpfully typed in whenever you're ready. And I was like, what do you mean? Oh,
Oh.
I was all
Oh.
thrown off my game.
Oh. Oh dear. Well,
Yeah, it's the whole thing. So I may not be able to go as long today. We'll find out.
okay. All right. Well, we'll find out. Okay, back into it. I may
Okay.
disappear briefly because I also require liquid, but I wanted to be here ASAP.
Yay. You're welcome.
Yay. Okay, music is going on. Thank you. Thank you, Isaac.
Okay, I'm on pause a timer and reshare a screen. Not that one. I don't want to endanger the space-time continuum again by accidentally sharing the YouTube backend. That was weird. There are so many things on Zoom that are just not automatable. Like, if I could make this a decision I didn't have to make every time, that'd be great. Not great. In fact, the thing that has the timer in it is also not amazing at automating, but like I can get it to kind of work between it and Zoom with Keyboard Maestro to like kind of do it, but sometimes I feel like I'm meeting these apps more than halfway. Right, inbox. That's what I was going to do before Colleen joined me in glory. Oh, that's a thing I want to capture. Hmm. Oh, let's put it there. Hmm. Oh, oops. Can I take this one? Oh, okay. On my list of pet peeves is people making invoices due the day that they send them to you. Because then it feels overdue immediately and it always feels gross. And if you made it due like a week later, a day later, that would be great. Because it just feels yucky. That is over to accountant. So these are some things I found in the inbox that are definitely 2 minutes or less. So doing that. Oh, refocusing on landscape. Go you, Ozak. Hey, folks joining us. We're reviewing our tests and calendars. If there's anything you want to declare, go for it. Otherwise, by all means, lurk in with welcome. I was like, yeah, due and past due. Responses to call them repeatedly to prevent their sending invoices. Oh, these are emailed invoices, by the way, which makes their, like, they on purpose made it due the same day they sent it to me. Yeah. It's fine. I like the company fine. It's just, that's my one little, really? I do actually wonder how many of their clients have ADHD because they're for entrepreneurs and, you know, it ain't just me. Right. I was looking at these. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do? I am gonna create a new mail rule for these because some of the Apple Mail rules work. Other ones do not work, and they just straight up don't work. They exist in there to tease me and pretend like they're going to work. However, flagging them, it tends to be pretty good at. Waiting a day to archive, not so much. Sure. I would like you to flag it. Mark as flagged with blue. Don't ask me why. Blue is what I color things that are business financy things. And then and by default, it names your mail rules, rule, and then numeral, like in order. And so it says rule 2. And I thought it said the rule of 2 at first, because apparently that's my brain. Then when I am doing my taxes or whatever other accounting thing I might find myself stuck doing, I can go in and say, okay, just show me all these things that are flagged. Perfect. It has done so. I'm delighted. Now I'm just down to the emails that I hadn't checked in so long that I feel like I need a coaching session to deal with. Okay, anything else in here? I've responded to these. Great. Okay. Wow, that took up more time than I intended. Oops. Ozak, you are 100% correct. Saying something is due already on the first notification could feed the reinforcement of rejection sensitivity, which is not only common with ADHD, it is uncommon not to have it to some degree. It manifests differently in different people. Some people, it's more about rejection from others. Some it's more about self-judgment. Some it's more about imposter syndrome. Like it can manifest differently. Now, there are a subset of ADDers that basically never get treatment because of other things. And I don't know much about them for obvious reasons. But my dad is on the list. Like he definitely has like the time blindness and stuff. He has rejection sensitivity too, though. But he doesn't stress about stuff. He doesn't overthink anything, which I find bizarre. Colleen actually doesn't either, but Colleen also has autism. And I don't think my dad does. So anyway, it's a whole thing, or is autistic. Apologies. I'm trying to get better. But there's different rules for different things. And I am not great with rules. I don't know about anybody else. Okay, enough of me rambling about that. I am going to get back to my next task. Progress reports, anyone? I'd love to hear how folks are doing. Empty my head. we'll see how much I can empty in 3 minutes. And this is just write down whatever occurs to me. And if nothing occurs to me, I must, 3 minutes is actually not very long, but usually suggest people do 10 if they're doing it for the first time and see what happens, but whatevs. All right. Okay. In that amount of time, I actually came up with some stuff. One which was checking in on what I should be doing to help with Thanksgiving stuff. I don't care very much about Thanksgiving. I'm happy to be with people, but I feel like I ought to do something. So asking about that. And what was the other thing? Oh, right. I came up with some tasks for when we do it, for when I do the quick task time at the end. Description, because I try not to do tasks in the main part, but if I come up with some pretty quick ones that I could get off my mind and feel a lot clearer for having done, I'll do those at that time. Look up. Okay. That's good. That's what that time is for. All right, so wrapping up for break, and I'll check in on chat. So in fact, yes, when I return, it will be quick calendar overview. Well, I felt like a very long wrap. Anyway, I'm gonna pause. Check it on chat. How are folks doing? Are you feeling ready for a break? Oh, Ozok's sending a scheduling email, which is awesome, and also said, I'm not sure what time blindness is. And it's that idea that like we don't track linear time that well and like lose track of time really easily and um take more work to estimate how long things take accurately. That kind of thing where it's like, oh, right, I forgot time was a thing for like 20 minutes when I was supposed to be going somewhere else. That's time blindness. um, actually had my sister was complaining about something like that, and who has not done a lot of ADHD investigating, but I also work really hard to not be the overbearing. Well, I speak at ADHD conferences, so I'm gonna tell you all the things to my family who don't want to hear it in that moment. So yeah. Um, Ozak says that they've heard time blindness described. It just doesn't make sense. Okay. Um, which maybe means I have it. Yeah. I guess the thing would be if you're like, what are you talking about? Why would I not know where time went or something like that? Then that would be not having it. But if you're like, what world exists where that's not true? Then yeah, that'd be having it. Yeah. And there's varying degrees, right? Like some people have more lapses than others, or some people only have lapses at particular times. Anyway, it's a whole thing. And but relying on my brain to know time is not a thing. Whereas you can ask my husband what time you set the. Oh, I thought I set the timer, but didn't set. I wonder how long it's been in there. He can tell me, like, if it's been a very short time, like possibly to the seconds, but like if it's been longer, like to the minutes. It's without anybody saying, "Hey, start a timer" in his head. It's so weird to me. Anyway, I'm gonna go on a quick break, get a stretch, and come back. All right, I will see you shortly. Break. All right, let's get this going again. I called to fill my prescriptions. I just needed to brag about it. All right. Ozak said, having time blindness seems like it would be outside of normal human experience, but along the lines of the youth of the main character. And I have not read story. They don't know that. I don't think that neurotypical remembers exactly the time or is exactly good at estimating time. I just think that the miss rate and the getting lost in something is less. Significantly less, but like, you know what I mean? Later, he has a perfect recall memory. Wow. That's that all sounds like fantasy brain. Yeah. Anyway, okay. I can do this. I'm gonna do quick calendar overview in my calendar. So what I'm going to be doing for folks that are joining us for the first time is I'm really just looking at my calendar and saying like, okay, I'm looking at it. I'm looking at what's in there, what needs to be different, what occurs to me. Like if something occurs to me like, oh, right. And I'm meeting with that client and I need to tell them about blank. Like, great, I write it down or I set a reminder or whatever. I'm just looking at it, seeing what occurs to me. But at the moment, I want to turn off a couple of these calendars because they are too much for me. Okay. I have something on my calendar that I just can't imagine is actually happening. So I'm going to copy it, paste it in another calendar, and as a placeholder. 'Cause sometimes I'm like, wait, what? Like, Colleen and I have uh, very regular meetings together. And so if it's just blank, I freak out sometimes. So I will occasionally remember that that's a thing I do and put in instead uh canceled, like in a different color and a different type of thing. So I don't know, text Colleen in a frenzy, are we meeting? Because that's anyway, because I don't always remember the previous conversations. That's my calendar's job. I don't feel bad about that. I do feel bad if I don't update my calendar in a way that reminds me, but so I just put it in and say, assume it's canceled because that would be insane to have that very worky thing that's also volunteer meet on Black Friday. That just makes no sense. Oh, I should also update. We have a daily stand up for the guild. I'm going to delete it from the co-working calendar because I'm not going to be there. I doubt anybody else is going to be there. And then the calendar will reflect reality, even if it's a lot harder to change that in Discord. I'm going to invite my husband to this meeting because in fairness, it's just us going to our favorite toy shop. And I do mean toys that were once intended to sell to children, because they're having a Black Friday sale. So we're going to go when they open because that's fun. Got some things to delete on Thanksgiving Day. So I'm through this holiday week. You know what? Actually, I'm going to do another thing and add it to my list for later. I would like to update my list of people to buy gifts for and double check them. Update gift list. So historically, I I get a very generic gift for lots and lots of people that are often like, hey, variety of lightning cables, for example. That is currently, given the European Union thing recently, to not maybe allow that anymore. I'm going to, because they'll be outdated and then you can only use it for so long. So instead of doing that, I'm going to hope that their previous lightning cables suffice. And instead, what I'm going to do is look for deals on outlets like with both USB A and C, because I think that would be the most useful thing to get us through this transition, either for the car or for houses that have multiple plugs in them, so that we can get through our USB A to C transition gracefully. And so that is my generic Christmas gift. Feel free to use it for your family if you give generic tech gifts like I do. Not that I don't give people specific gifts ever, but it's like that would be useful to anybody. And so it's the thing that I tend to buy a bunch of, and I give it to people when I remember. Oh, Ozak brought up the topic of flow. Okay. So yes, that is totally a thing. And I feel like its relationship to the ADHD hyperfocus is when we are doing a task that we are glad that we did, it's flow. And when we are doing something that we really didn't mean to do, and that's maybe not what we would have done intentionally, it's a rabbit hole. But it is a very similar state. That's my personal feeling on it. Ozak is imagining a retro toy shop. You are correct. If one is in Eugene, Oregon, it is Replay Toys, and it is awesome. Ozak has folded a hexagon. Nice. Now we're turning to schedule stuff. Oh yeah, wireless Qi chargers are good too. Yeah. The problem is my family plays Pokemon Go, and Qi is slow and hot, and not as widely universal. So yeah. For many activities. Yeah, flow isn't a sufficiently meaningful term to be useful. That's fair. My brother watching video of my dad working was like, oh, he's getting into hyperfocus on purpose when he was doing surgery. And I think surgeries are really good. Of course, my dad is aware of time in surgery, but it is also like I am completely hyper-focused on this one thing that is happening. Okay, so updates. Anything awesome? All right, you're not folding paper anymore. That's correct. Okay, I am now into next week. The week, yeah, next week. There's this whole drama of like a whole bunch of family was going to maybe visit, and now it might be snowing, so they can't drive here. But like next week, which is weird. I'm thinking I will just plan my week as though that's not going to happen. And then if it does, I will adapt. Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I just realized something that we need to add to our agenda. Um, hmm. Oh, frustration at someone who's not communicating well about scheduling. Oh, ouch. I feel that. Like, I'm working so hard to get my head around time. Please work with me. Oh, yeah. Okay, I want to okay. Okay. All right. Saw something, took care of it. Hmm. By the way, although I expect anyone to get a programming note from the middle of the thing, next week I will also not be running very long because I have another podcast to go record. You can follow me to that other one because it will also broadcast live on YouTube. At least he did that last time I was on it. Anyway. More. I hear you, Ozak. More frustrations, even if they're not specific ones. Totally get it. I don't see anything else. Oh, here's a big question that just occurred to me. I need to ask. Okay. That is a big question, is when to do birthday. I, for a change, have very definitive things I want to do for my birthday this year. And that means other things have to be decided first. Is there an expected default end time for these, or is it just until the last organizer or Brittany leaves? Yeah, the latter one. Hypothetically, it's in my calendar until 5, but I don't actually get out that early often. So that is my hypothetical time, but it's often like, oh, well, I'm on a roll and other people are working, so maybe I should keep working, That's a thing. Because I don't mind going late as long as that's the case. I do warn my spouse that I might be late, though. At least I try to. So yeah, that's the next one will probably be a few minutes before 5 because I think they start at 5. I will definitely let you know at the beginning. Because I don't think they sent that out yet. I'm getting my notifications for the Mac voices, which is what I often do at 4:45 on a Tuesday on YouTube. I guess it's a good time. What I do get a chance to do on my birthday is attend a conference committee meeting. And I love my conference peeps. Like, I really do. I very much missed them while they were all in person and I was not. They were all, but many of them. But a committee meeting on my birthday is not my idea of a good time. I will go because it is the right thing to do, and that is when we can do it. But wow. That's not my thing I super want to do. Specific on my birthday. Just found out some appointments that you didn't know about, Ozak. That's awesome. Unfortunately, have no conflicts. Even better. Oh my gosh, it's wrap. I didn't even realize that. Well, I have done some calendar, that's for sure. I actually even got it a little bit further out. Okay. Whew. And then I don't know what we're gonna do. Like the 22nd of December in terms of weekly review, because I will be out of town. That may be up to Colleen. Because family time is not a great time to be trying to do literally anything else. They do not get me to focus. I got a text about birthday things and my friend said, oh, my family keeps getting sick, derailing all our plans. That has actually happened many times since we've tried to do her birthday in October. Okay. So I did my quick calendar review. I hit undo and that was the wrong thing to do. I feel pretty good about it. I actually did quite a few calendar reviews. The other ones are just prompts that exist. Yes. Okay. I'm going to really quickly look over what's to schedule. Ooh, I would like to do that at some point, but I don't know when. I think what will help me a lot is I'm in the middle of making this template project for my videos, and I'm sort of adding it as I'm going through one so I can see what the steps are in like real time and add it, which means it's a very slow process. And because there's a lot of dependencies, I tend to have it active so I can see what's available when to check that I'm doing it correctly. But by having the entire project active, it means I'm seeing actions I can't take in my real task manager all the time. So I think what I need to do is just make it active when I'm working on it and deactivate it when I'm not working on it. Because I was like, wait, short project name, what? Well, no, that's not a real task. it's a task as part of my template. Anyway, it's a whole thing. Okay, I feel pretty good about that. These guys. So I think next I am going to do I'm going to do some review, and it's going to be very specifically I'm still in wrap. It's going to be specifically checking that one. Quick video, and then folder sedimentary. Wow, I can't type anything. Yes, thank you. Okay, I'm just gonna pop this up here because that's what I'm actually gonna do. Very hard to be creating projects as a template while also working on them because it's hard to know exactly where I left off, which is why I'm making them, but it's the whole thing anyway. So that's what I'm going to do when I get back. This one should actually be quite quick, this first one, because it's almost to a whole new phase. So either I've done it at this point or I haven't. There's no point in keeping it around. Let's look for updates from Ozak or anybody else. One scheduling email sent. I look at the other one to see whether I could use an update. Okay. Done and done, it sounds like. All right, I'm going to head off for my quick break and I will be back. Good luck. Woohoo! I don't know where that came from. I'm back to do this whole thing. And of course, I thought of a bunch more stuff because that's how brains work. Yeah. Oh my. Hey. I'm gonna write down one more thing I gotta do. Okay. I think I've got some things for this project written down right here. Okay, now let's look at this project in OmniFocus. Okay. Oh, I did that. Did not do that. Um, you have that. Did that. Did that. Hmm. That is actually not correct. Those are next. Okay. That's not the project I'm supposed to be doing. Oh, caught myself. Jumped right into the tempting one. It's not unimportant, but it's not the current one that I said I was going to do first. Mm. Oh, I'm doing that today. Oops. Um, mm, see. Oh gosh, I don't want to do that. Same. Oh, I have to delete a thing. I have a plant that died. Let's find out if that timeline is realistic. Definitely don't want to see it before it is. Yeah, that's actually right about right. Okay, I've looked through all these. They are, this shouldn't be on pause. It should be. Oh, but I will defer this whole thing 1 week. Okay. I've reviewed it. I don't feel any better. Mostly I'm feeling kind of mixed about it. Okay. update video stuff quickly, and I will check in with the group. That is actually one of the things I was looking at, which was literally where am I with this video stuff. So I will just finish that. All right. Oh, I might take a break by making a phone call or something. Okay. Taskless hard landscapes in there. All right. Updated from the diary. Do stand up, like, and take a stretch if your stress is collecting in your knees. I highly recommend that. Oh, and I was like, did stand up. That's great. Okay. Love it. I need to review my video project, which is easier said than done. These are really for um, actually, that's not too bad. Oh. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. I'm going to pull up my other calendar. And we said this one should be short, but apparently it is not actually all that short. Hmm. Trying to think through this unwieldy project. No. Oh, okay. Tough one. I don't know if I did any of this. Hmm. A. If I did that, okay. Be short. Oh, this one's not going to be popular. I wouldn't have recorded this one now. Awesome. Like any particular video. I've done enough now this year that I've gotten sort of an idea of like some of them end up being fine later, but they don't do well at first if they're too simple. I don't know why. But it doesn't change the fact that that is the next one I have. Okay. And I'm sort of locked into course for that because I don't have enough time to change it. Oh, goodness gracious. Yeah, it sure does say quick video on there, doesn't it? It has not been quick, has it? How's it going, Ozak? Anybody else? Doing okay? Oh. That's right. I'm putting these in my actual calendar. Of course, I can see the last one, and it is awfully optimistic. No, I wrote a thing in here that was so adorable. And I'm sitting here 2 weeks out, and I'm like, yeah, it's not possible to hit that goal. That sucks. It really does. I don't know how much of this is realistic.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going okay. I gotta copy a thing over if you could permit me a moment.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Oh, apparently I'd stolen a thing from another day. Okay. Copied and done. Hello, my darling.
Hello. Hello.
How goes the battle?
It's pretty good. Sorry. I wanted to clarify.
Mm-hmm.
I want to clarify something because Michael's in my world might be the craft store chain, or it might be my father-in-law's house. So I didn't want to be in that position where I was like, what did I, why would I want to go to Michael's the day after Halloween? That seems weird. Okay. But it's because I really want stencils and I currently don't have the disposable income for them. But I think I will in October and I might in January to get some clearance after the season kind of things for my cards next year.
Oh, fun.
So this is the theory. It was the brain that I had and I was looking at it and I had all classified and all, GTD processed. And then I thought, wait a second. Hang on a minute. So that's what I was doing. Yeah, so I don't think I've reduced my inbox by a heck of a lot. Yeah. I've reduced it from 54 to 46, but I pumped a heck of a lot more stuff into it. Prior to it being this number, I basically planned out most of all the things I could think of for the different craft things that I want to make for my kids for Christmas.
Ooh.
I did not plan out the one craft thing I want to make for myself for Christmas because I would be a lot more sad if I didn't get their things done than if I got my things done. And it would just kind of make me sad to waste time processing those tasks if I'm not going to do it this year, which is, yeah. If I get time, I'll do it later. But yeah, hi. Yes, that's my thigh. Does it taste good? Okay. I have a small creature under my desk. So I'm good. I'm happy. I got what I want. I got some inbox processing done and I got some projects planned, which will empower me to work on those during during my work days and my client time.
All right.
Yeah. Hi. You're a baby. And you?
I been looking at my video calendar, which is the one that you can erase, which is why it's on my iPad. And some of my previous plans that I thought were realistic. Like, oh, we'll be pushing this back. I'll have time to do this other thing. And it was like, no, it turns out you're still just barely keeping up, even though you had this grand plan to be getting ahead by now. And, oh, well.
I know.
I don't know what else you do.
You pivot and you practice self-compassion.
That's beautiful. That's really beautiful.
Oh, you fell on the bum. I'm gonna not show the face because internet and recording and stuff, but yeah. Check out the cute hood.
Yeah, kinda. I can see that. Oh yeah, very nice, very nice.
It's from great grandma. It's very nice.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, so I am gonna have to skedaddle here because various people are not sleepy and they are not going to bed. I was informed of this by the one who has language, like spoken language, and so we're gonna go not get ready for bed, not attempt to sleep.
Okay.
The way that you do.
Okay. All right. Let's do it.
But I got what I wanted. What's next for you in this review of the weekly?
I could I was trying to decide that actually right now. Like, am I going to, because I've been really itching to do some of these tasks, or can I get through some more OmniFocus clutter first? So we'll see about that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I think that's
whatever you decide. Oh, I also want to normalize ever so briefly. I did do one task, which was kind of like, again, blocking me. I think I did that the other day, or the other week, or the other month. And it was like, this task is technically not review. It's like physical task. But I think it was the same thing. It was like finding a craft supply so that I knew if it was there. So now I know it's there. And it took me 3 seconds, and now I know, and I feel more confident. And I know what supplies I have for a couple of different projects that are on this list that I was talking about. So, yay! Do what you gotta do. Every review looks different. Okay. Bye-bye. Have a good one. Thank you very much. Yeah, I got a smile from that. And you have yourself a good evening.
All right. Sounds good. We'll see you later.
Bye, Ozak.
Okay. So that's what I should do, but I'm also going to. Okay. Here's what I'm thinking. I don't need bold. Try to get 1 to 2, 1 to 3 old projects out before new ones in. Before can do tasks. That's what I meant. My brain is still on this video project, so I will give myself the out of if can't get brain off video project, do that. There we go. That's what I got. All righty. I almost hung up like I'm ending a client meeting, and that's not what I wanted to do right now. I'm gonna go on break. Oh gosh, brain. It'd be great if you came along with me today. I'll just do what I can with the thing I have. And now I just wrote brain instead of break because wow. See, that's why I wasn't sure if I could go much longer. That thing right there. All right, I'll see you when I get back. Bye. Hello. Welcome back. Let's check on folks. Oh, let me know. How are things going? Oh, it didn't. Oh, I made the mistake of looking at the back end, which is on a delay, to be like, wait, why isn't my screen sharing thing on? Brains, I tell you. Having one of those days where I see things that remind me of other things, and I just go, ugh, heavy sigh. Okay. I think what I need to do is I need to address this thing quickly. I had this idea, which may turn out to be entirely unrealistic and bad idea. But I had this idea that I was going to in January and part of February have a lot of health and tech topics on my channel. That may not end up being realistic because I still have a bunch of content I've already come up with that hasn't gone out yet because scheduling. It would have on my original schedule, to be clear, but everything ended up taking longer. So I added more things that required less of my time to do. And so anyway, in the long run, I think it'll be simpler and I'll be able at some point to feel like I'm not constantly on catch up, but that is not where we are right now. So as I have not gotten myself to say, no, I am definitely not doing this one, I'm going to create a new project that is a short videos, health and tech. Plan out what health and tech topics I might do. By the way, I have done a lot of things. Like I've done a bunch of medical stuff, and it's not like all of my video production days have ended up being video production. That you went on a vacation, for example, Thanksgiving, conference, all that stuff. But realistically, I've been doing this since May, and every few weeks there's something. Is it realistic to think that I will ever be in a position where I have more time to work on videos than I currently do without coaching less? And the answer is probably no. And as I currently make none money, really, from videos, and the money from coaching, I will probably not do that at this time. I'm putting it in notes, sort of like giving myself a task, like, okay, if I can sit down and plan this stuff out, I can maybe do it. Is there time to? One of my ideas to catch up was I'm going to do this big project. I'm going to automate things and create them all so they're all in the task management system. Well, what I failed to take into consideration is I'm still doing things the old way while I do that. And that means they all take longer. So I haven't done until I actually feel like the automations are in a good place. I can't be there. And as I've been working on it for, I don't know, a month. Yeah, more than a month automating these systems and they're not there yet. I don't think I think being done in January is probably the earliest time that's realistic, which sucks, but like that's probably true. Also, some of the stuff I automated the first time I ran it after creating it with the video, stuff didn't go right. So it's going to take a little bit of massaging until it's really there. So I'm still hopeful this will save me time in the long run and not 100% sure it will, but I had to try something, you know? Um, and so I'm just capturing in the notes field any ideas I currently have in my brain, um, so that they will be there when I go to plan it and I can get them out of my head now. Yes. Andrew. I'm going to have an issue. Hmm. So due to a series of things, mostly outside my control or influence, um, I recently started getting enough views on videos to actually have Google tell me what, and maybe it's just all the people I already had on were really good at hiding their, telling Google what not to track about them. But for the first time, it actually said, "Oh, here's the demographics of the people watching." And in fairness, the video that took off was on Pokemon Go, because they were having a thing and my video just happened to explain it for an event. Other people's did too, but you know. So I don't know how much it's swayed by that, but for the first time, they're telling me my statistics, and about 90% male for my tech tips, which I mean, stereotypically speaking, makes sense. Again, I don't know how much the Pokemon video is influencing that. And I have a whole bunch of videos I want to make on female reproductive health and technology, which strike me as something that could be grossly unpopular. Really, really important, but yeah, there you go. So I need to strategize that. To have, I'm not going to do it, let's be clear, but to have minimum impact on my channel. So there's things I can do, like, I guess I'm thinking out loud right now. So thanks for letting me bounce this off of you. There are things I can do, like some of the topics don't need to be specific. Are people with indoor plumbing the most often taken advantage of? Sure, but they apply to everyone. Like having a friend who does security come on and talk about the app privacy labels, that thing that Facebook was freaking out about, like the labels, but also like don't track me and requesting that of apps. The different types of ways that they can track you. That applies to everyone in their health data. Like, and so separating those as much as I can, and then just mentioning them. That's one of the things I can do. I could have one where it's like, that's just what we talk about. And it's one video, which means I am putting a crap ton of work into only one video, which is not generally what I've been aiming for. But that's one other possibility is all the things that are specific to indoor plumbing, mostly go in one video. And that's another way to handle that. That it's a minimum impact. It still happens, it's still there. Anyway, it's in no way will I not give out the information, assuming I have time to make the video. I won't let that stop me from creating the content. But I may end up sacrificing my energy per video for things that otherwise it could have been broken down into multiple videos to have less of an impact on a legitimate audience for whom it does not apply directly. If they have indoor plumbing partners, it does. Anyway, I was kind of hoping Ozak would be there for that rant, but I guess they had to get their snack, and I don't know if they came back or not. I would be interested to hear Ozak's take specifically. That's why I was like, oh, okay. I can like almost pretend I'm talking to a particular person. So that's a thing. App. And I could just put more effort into that one video and really have like a table of contents. And split it up like that. That might be one way to make it work. Although when I originally did this talk that's part of the course that this goes to, some of the indoor plumbing stuff was the most popular content from the talk. Wait, what was that link again? Yeah. First, acknowledge the possibility that some of the people, either because whatever, lots of reasons, that Google is listing as male may A, not be, or B, have been born with indoor plumbing and be male. Plenty of possibilities, and yeah, the whole thing. And pull out what subtopics apply to everyone. Something horrible just occurred to me because in many ways the internet is a horrible place. Titles on YouTube that are sensationalized get a lot more attention. And I was like, wow, talking about these privacy things, you can make them sound not be inaccurate and still sound really sensationalized. I hate that a lot. All right. I think I got this one. It's in there. There's the other issue of, yeah, I wanted to do this for the new year, but because my schedule changed, it's also, well, should I keep doing these iOS 16 videos while it's still fairly fresh? Theoretically wouldn't matter, but Apple just barely started like bugging people about updating. So who knows? Who knows? The updates? Nope. Let me know if you have some. Very interested to hear them, as always. Where are you? I think I need to add something to my ending a client meeting because sometimes I end up with a lot of tabs open that I specifically opened for the client, not for myself. Um, yeah. All right. I did do that. Now back to my sedimentary tasks. Oh gosh, I can't even look at that one. Recent events that I'm not emotionally prepared to deal with yet in a professional context. I Yeah, I think I'm officially feeling tired from the this video automating project taking longer than I thought. It's very fun when I can work on it, but I don't have a lot of times to work on it compared to what I would like. And so I just feel like, oh, I will never have it feels like I will never have the spare attention to look at that thing on all of them because I just want to hurry up and have this thing done. And it's just not a hurry up kind of thing. Yeah, that's appropriate. Okay, what's an area that often, okay, it's an area that I often just skip by. Hmm. Oh, here's the thing that I don't think is currently represented in my system. Might work. Oh. Hey. Post. Oh. Post Disneyland photos to my website. That's kind of fresh and fun. Rerun. Oh, that folder and hmm. Oh yeah, there's just a lot of these I'm looking at. I'm like, mm. That's all I can handle. Oh, it's rep anyway. okay. I didn't do that, but I got my stuff together. That's something. Okay. And I'm going to leave it on this particular plan because it's related to my gifts. So that's what I'm going to do. I got to still mark my wrap stuff. Duh. Okay. I did enough of that. I can let it go. That. All right, let's pull up my tasks because that's what I'm going to do next because I did some reviewing. Go me. Check in. Hey, Ozok's back. Yay! Awesome. Well, I'm going to get up for my break. Feel free to update if you'd like to. And yeah, I'll be right back. Okay. I checked in on a delivery because I was like, I'm out of this vitamin right now. And I looked it up and it said it was out for delivery today. Took them forever though. Like really. I may have missed my window on this one. Maybe not. Okay. Done with that. Okay. I'm gonna swap the order of these. It's entirely possible. The one piece of information will be hidden in the other. Hmm. Mhm. Hey, messages from Ozark. Maybe had enough of a break to try to refocus back to the task list for the upcoming week and next week. And by the way, this is probably going to be my last segment, doing the quick tasks, assuming I am not stuck absolutely not being able to do them. Which case I may need to finish because I have to happen tonight anyway. A couple of them anyway. Yeah. Although Ozek also feels some renewed interest in wanting to know what sort of expertise to gain. Coming week has its hard landscape. Awesome. Now the hard landscape for the next week. Cool. And declutter some email lists or make the automated email sorting system usable again. I moved into the inbox. Yeah, that's a whole thing. I did that recently with a client, like set up their filters for the first time. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Song in head. It's a problem. I did not. Okay, this one is actually bothering me the most. I should not do it first. Well, it doesn't really matter, but I think it needs a timer though. Set timer for 5 minutes.
5 minutes, counting down.
Oh, really? Huh. I'm on a search engine, which is why a timer was absolutely necessary. Hmm. do not understand the order of things. Need to import the document, okay? Wow. Not working at all. Oops. I did that. And again, it's online, so I said repeat. Okay. The timer for 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
It could be all the time.
Counting down.
Oops. Hmm. What about the AirPods? Oh, it's been a year. It's like a decade since used the filters that are set up in email for Ozark. Nice. Too much risk of not noticing stuff, and that's what's happening too. Yeah, I found nothing really except just having less on there. It's awful. Yeah, Colleen did get a lot of progress on decreasing the old inbox. It was pretty great. Okay, back to my thing. I'm just watching very slow instructions. That is stop. I'm not done. The timer for 2 minutes.
2 minutes, counting down.
Okay, I think I'm gonna write down the next thing I need to know. Got that. I think you're going to be really annoying to read. Yeah, you are. Okay, when I said really annoying to read, it was because it was from a drug company. I didn't know that they were also going to have Comic Sans as their header font. So it turns out it was annoying on lots of fronts. Okay. Shut up. Right. What do I want it? I keep putting the timer back on, but the fact is I can't do my next thing until I find this information. I think it's just to keep me from going down a rabbit hole and moving on to the next source. Didn't want that one. This is weird. Website. I wish I had discovered it a long time ago, but don't know how useful it is now, but oh, it's interesting. There we go. Okay. Weird. Apparently it's a course for regular people. That's weird. Interesting. It's weird. It's a course that just lets you see part of the information, but not like the last half. Weird. Kind of want a handful of resources I have found lately that are actually like, oh, you intrigue me because you are different from everything else I've seen. Don't need that. Okay, so I think I've got one last thing to look up. That is, that's what I want. Fix. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's double check. I think I've done all the things. Ooh, Ozark got a lot of hard landscape entered. Nice. Ironing out the places to contact people. Wow. That's awesome. Maybe some time to look at tasks. Ooh. Big ones are called projects. Yeah. Small ones are technically also projects. Trying to put things into this week's task list in categories by contacts, maybe? Is that the genre name? Contacts, I mean, yeah, you can. It can also just be like, what is absolutely needed in order to do it? Like, I don't need any brain power. You know, I might call it TV or something. I don't know. That strong urge to do all the things rather than planning. Oh, I totally get it. Planning has so often been not actually useful. Yeah, I think the trick is figuring out what types are useful and when to end it, and it's not useful anymore after that. Yeah. Swap out the AirPods. Okay, let's pull up my list. Okay, I did that. I did that. Nice. Me. Did not update my gift list. That's a good idea. I will put that somewhere else. Okay. All right. Would have been nice to get to. But don't think I'll be able to do that. Feel like done not terrible at this whole reviewing thing. All right. Okay. Well, I feel like I have done all the damage I can do in this joint. And I've got some stuff I got to go out and do and wrap up and go to bed and pick up my groceries from the grocery store that I ordered. That should still be there, I hope. Thank you so much for joining. Hopefully you got something good out of it too. I know I feel a lot better for having gotten that stuff taken care of. And yeah, good luck. Have a great holiday this weekend if you are in the United States. And otherwise, I think we will see you here next week on Thursday, though. All right. Until next time.